yesterday. And it's this idea that when we are in times of chaos, like so much of our lives is this call back to being recentered. And we were looking yesterday at the tragic events that unfolded with Charlie Kirk and how just horrendous that all was. And it really is always this call to get back to first. And it's not the call for other people to get back to first, even though that's what we desire. We want to promote that. But it's really, how do we continue to look again and again at ourselves and think, what about me? What can I do? What's my responsibility here? How can I help to create a better communities, better nation, better world, the whole thing? And part of that is understanding this cycle that we go through spiritually. And it's talking about how, and this is a beautiful one here, when we are reborn, our previous self dies and our new self is revived. So this old self goes and this new self is revived. This heart of stone, as the Bible says, becomes a heart of flesh. And that's so much the journey of life. And so with trying to keep clear about keeping first things recognizably first, one of the things we really need to be aware of, and I think this is a real tragedy of our times, is to make sure that we keep some religion in our lives. And we live in an era where everything's kind of like buffet style. We pick a little bit of that. And that's life, that's the way the world works today. But I just want to sit for a minute with like the real beauty of committing, really figuring out a faith that works for you, a religion that works for you, a church that works for you, and really finding a commitment there. Because when you do, instead of, as Richard Rohr famously said, instead of drilling 100 wells 1 foot deep, you drop one well 100 feet deep, and which is going to be more productive in the long run? Well, I think we know what that might be. And again, it's the challenge of our time, I think, is for so many of us, politics has usurped religion. That our political affiliation's way more important than anything we have in terms of faith or spirituality. And that's all dangerous. And that's not the way to create a healthy culture. Politics has to have its place, but we need a bedrock of something that creates a structure that gives us a basis, that gives us a foundation to move forward on in our lives. And I was thinking of it this way, friends, and this is such a beautiful concept, and I'm forgetting where I read it, so just want to be upfront about that. But when we look at this, at kind of this heart of stone into a heart of flesh, and how that works, and why religion is so important, good religion is so important, and a really healthy faith is so important. It starts out with what is the nature of evil. And the nature of evil, a lot of the times in politics, it really draws a wall between me and you. In other words, like the line between evil and good is the line between the people on one side who are all good and the people on the other side who are all evil. Very dangerous way of thinking, and we saw the tragic consequences of that yet a couple days ago. A more nuanced way, a better way to see this idea of the challenge of evil is to see it as a line that goes down the middle of all of us. We are all this mix of good and bad. So the idea of demonizing anyone or any one group just doesn't hold water, because we know of ourselves that we're all broken and flawed in many ways. So that's kind of the evil side of it. What is evil? What is darkness? What is shadow? Whatever word you want to use. And then it flips over here to what is goodness. And goodness, from a spiritual standpoint, friends, goodness is so transcendent. It's a beautiful transcendent virtues where it's about this outpouring. It's about what can you do to help people, about who can you help on their journey today. And it's a very humble way of serving other people. It's not with an agenda. It's just who are you going to be in contact today with, who you can just make a little time for, make a little connection with, help in some way that God's given you to see it. And that's very different than a political goodness. Political goodness, a lot of it's just about winning in power. Like, okay, yeah, maybe there's time and a place for that, but I'd much rather be in a room full of people really concerned about serving than in a room full of people really concerned about winning. It seems to me to be a little better way to go, and a little more healthy in the long run. So that's, friends, how we create a world where first things, again, return to be recognizably first. We go back to remembering that the line of evil is not between me and you or between us and them. It goes right down the middle of all of us. We are all a mixed bag, and we need to just really get clear on that, because demonizing other people has no place. And the second part of it is just this idea of this beautiful idea, that what faith gives you is faith gives you this wonderful way to hold these transcendent virtues of service, where it's not all about winning anymore or victory. It's all about connecting. It's all about relationships. It's all about love. It's all about those things. And those are the transcendent values that will really help us to move forward. So that is the thought for today, my friends. I hope that gets you ready for a really good weekend filled with a lot of love and care and beauty. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. We're going to shift gears by saying hi to anyone who has joined us on Facebook. So just give me a minute to click through this. And again, you can leave comments. People leave comments, sometimes days, weeks, even months later. So let's take a look here. All right, nothing over there. We'll flip over to this one and take a look. All right, just giving it a second here. Oh my goodness, these things run so slow. There we go. All right, Linda, good morning to you, my friend, and Marcus, good morning to you. So, friends, wishing you all the best. God bless. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again next week. Hopefully on Sunday. See you on Sunday at New Church Live. Bye-bye.